Let's look at the dihybrid cross. Let's start with this term dihybrid. So the term di means two. So in this case, we're going to be looking at two characters. So let's use Mendel's pea plants as an example. So for this example, we'll look at two different characters. One will be flower color, and the other will be height. So plant height. For flower color, we've got capital P and lowercase p. So big P is going to be purple, and little p is going to be white. And then for height, we're going to look at this, we'll use a T. Big T for tall, and little t for short. So by di, we mean two characters. Here's one character, flower color, and here's another character, height. Then we also have that term, hybrid. So hybrid means heterozygous. US. Okay. So we're going to be heterozygous for both flower color and height. So this means that the genotype of each parent is going to be heterozygous for flower color, so big P, little p, and heterozygous for height, so big T, little t. Okay, so this is my genotype of both of my parents. They will both be the same. Before we start the cross, what we need to do is figure out the gametes. So with only one character, it's pretty easy to just separate the two alleles, and those are the gametes you're looking at. But in this case, we need all of the gametes to be all of the possible combinations of flower color and height. So each gamete has to have, and by gamete I mean eggs or sperm, has to have one P and one T. Because the parent, the parent wants to pass on one gene for flower color and one gene for height. We would never pass on two genes for flower color but not height, or two genes for height but not flower color. So there are actually four possible options of combinations. The first one is big P, big T. So that's coming from this P and this T. The next option is big P, and little t. And that's coming from this big P and this little t. Our third option is, well, we've used the big P twice, and we've done all of the possible combinations with big P, so now we're going to switch to little p. Little p with big T, and that's coming from here, little p, big T. And our very last option is going to be little p and little t. I'll use another color. So that's coming from here and here. So that's all of the possible combinations of gametes I can make for this individual. So to check and make sure you have the right number of genes in here, this is a person who is, this is a diploid cell, right? It has 4 alleles, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, these are my gametes, which are haploid, right? These are eggs or sperm, which means they need to have half of the number of alleles. In this case, half of 4, right? This one had 4. This one is going to be 2. Well, that's exactly what we have. 1, 2, big P, big T. 1, 2, big P, little t. 1, 2, little p, big T. 1, 2, little p, little t. So a gamete is always going to have half of the number of alleles as up here. So now let's draw that cross. So here's my cross. Big P, little p, big T, little t, crossed with the same individual, big P, big T, little t. And each parent can make 4 possible gametes. So let's say the one on the left is female. She can make 4 eggs, one with big T, big P, one with big P, little t, one with little p, big T, and one with little p, little t. Same thing for dad. He can make 4 sperm cells. So one with big P, big T, sperm cell. Another one with big P, little t. Another one with little p, big T. Here's the last sperm cell is little p, little t. So mom has 4 possibilities and dad has 4 possibilities. That means we need a 4x4 Punnett square. So this is going to be really big. It's going to have 16 squares. All right, so we want to cut this in half. 1, 2, 3. There's my 4 rows. Cut this in half again. 1, 2, 3. There's my 4 columns. So the rule is that you get, let's turn off that. Okay. Each row gets a gamete. So we'll start with the side on the left, and we're going to put the gametes for mom on the left. So the first one was big P, big T. The next one is big P, little t. It's a capital. The third one is little p, big T. And then the fourth one is little p, little t. And you can start to see why it's going to be important to give the little p's the curly cues, make P and T, capital and lowercase, look very different, so that you don't lose track of which one's dominant and which one's recessive. So we'll do the same thing for dad. Each gamete gets its own column. Big P, big T can go here. Big P, little t can go here. Little p, big T can go here. And little p, little t can go there. So when we combine, we're going to do the same thing we've done in previous Punnett squares, where you bring the one from the left and then you bring the one from the top. However, I want to keep the p's together and the t's together so that it doesn't get confusing when we try to add up the different genotypes at the end. So for this one, I have big P from the left, big P from the top. Then we'll do the t's, big T from the left, big T from the top. I'll show you on this next diagonal. So big P from the left, big P from the top, little t from the left, little t from the top, and then just keep going. So go ahead and fill out your entire Punnett square. Big P, little p, big P, little p, big T, little t. Big P from the left, little p from the top. All right, so now our Punnett square is completely filled out. So the next thing we want to do is look at the ratio of the offspring. So we're going to look at the different possible phenotypes, right? And so the phenotypes are what they look like. So we have 4 possibilities. They can be purple and tall, or the flowers could be purple and short. The flowers could also be white and tall, or white and short. So let's go through and count how many there are of each. And I'm going to use colors to try to keep track of this. The bigger the Punnett square gets, the more confusing it is. So let's count up all of the ones that are purple and tall. And I'm going to cross them out as we go, because once they belong to one of these groupings, they can't belong to any of the other ones. So in order to be purple, I just have to have at least one capital P. This one has 2. And I need to also have one capital T. So this one does. So this one is purple and tall. This one is also purple and tall. This one is purple and tall. And this one is purple and tall. So the entire first row. This one is capital P, big P is purple, big T, little t is tall. This one is not tall. So this one is purple, but it has both little t's, so that's short, so we'll skip that one. This one is purple and tall. And then same thing here. This one is purple, but it's got little t's, so that is short, so we'll skip that one. This one's got a big P and a big T, that's purple and tall. Same here, this one's purple and tall. This one is not purple because it has both little p's. Same thing here, both little p's, those are white. This one's purple and tall, big P, big T. This one's purple, but it's not tall. This one's not purple, and this one's not purple. So that's all of the purple tall ones. Count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we should get 9 purple and tall. All right, I'm going to switch to red. Now let's count all of the ones that are purple and short. We don't have to recount any of the ones we just counted. So let's start here. This one is purple and short, little t, so 1. Same thing here, this one is purple and short. There's another one. This one is white, so we'll skip those. Big P, little p, that's purple. And little t, this one is short. This one is white, and this one is white, so that is it. So we have 1, 2, 3 that are purple and short. I'll switch back to blue. All right, now from the remaining ones, we're going to try to find all the ones that are white and tall. I'm going to use an X this time. So this one is white, and it is big T, so this is tall. This one also is white, little p, and tall, big T, little t. And then this one is white and tall as well. Little p is white, big T, little t is tall. And then this last one is short. It's got both little t's. So we're going to count these up. We've got 1, 2, 3. So we should have 3 that are white, little p, and tall. They have at least one big T. All right, and we only have one left, and that one should be white, little p, and short, little t. So we only have one there. So what we end up with is the ratio for a dihybrid cross should always be 9 to 3 to 3 to 1, where we have 9 that are going to be both dominant, 3 that have one dominant trait and one recessive trait, 3 that have the other dominant trait and the other recessive trait, and then 1 that has both recessive traits.